Hello, welcome to South Today. In tonight's programme, was there a cover-up? Patients given contaminated blood products in the 1970s and 80s were infected with HIV and hepatitis C. An inquiry will look at whether evidence was deliberately destroyed. Good evening. The inquiry into how thousands of people were infected with HIV and hepatitis C after being given contaminated blood products will examine whether there was a cover-up. Many of the patients were treated at the Oxford Haemophilia Centre in the 1970s and 80s. Angela Walker has been following the story.
Blood transfusions and blood products administered to haemophiliacs in the 1970s and 80s were supposed to give people a new lease of life. For many, though, it was a death sentence. Over 1,000 were infected with HIV, 4,000 were infected with hepatitis C. Neil is one of them. He was treated at the Oxford Haemophilia Centre. Now the details of the public inquiry into the scandal have been announced.
We're finally here. It's taken over 25 years to get this far. There's been a lot of work that's been put in over the last 2-3 years. Some very tenacious people just don't give up. And if without those efforts, then we wouldn't be where we are today.
As well as examining how people received infected blood, the inquiry will look at what was known about the risks and the screening.
Sadly, a number of people affected have died since the inquiry was announced. One of the clearest messages from the inquiry's consultation was the need for speed. In his letter to me, Sir Brian noted that one respondent to the consultation had said, "I really hope this inquiry does not drag on, as I would like to live long enough to see the result."
The inquiry will also examine whether there was a cover-up. Some campaigners say the Department of Health has been obstructive. This document shows more than 50 Freedom of Information requests for vital information were rejected, mainly on the grounds it was not in the public interest to release them. Things only changed when Baroness Featherstone got involved. The Department of Health has apologised here for withholding some of the information and committed to being more transparent in future.
For the last 2 years, I've been challenging the ministerial line that all the evidence is either in the National Archives or it's been destroyed. I found myself that was not the case, and now at long last, thanks to the assistance of Baroness Featherstone, the Department of Health have apologised.
Jason's father, Jonathan, died when he was just 4 years old. He'd been infected with HIV at the Oxford Haemophilia Centre. He hopes the inquiry will provide answers about how and why that happened. Angela Walker, BBC South Today.